Hey y'all, welcome back to Surgeon to Steal Budgets, and today we're going to get into a way more personal type of video. That's right, we're going to do a debt confession video. So let's get into it. Alrighty, welcome. It's this type of video. It's about time I do it. It's not pleasant, but it must be done. So we're just going to get into like the amount of debt I have, like is it predominantly, like what category does it fit into, what my kind of debt payoff goals are essentially. But yeah, so I made this little tracker thing that I think I'm going to do like quarterly debt updates. Once I kind of get into it, I kind of have to do the debt confession one first, and then, but, so I think we're just gonna jump right into it. The first debt, so I'm gonna explain this a little bit more. I am going to list these out from the least amount that I owe to the most. It's kind of like a debt snowball type of vibe, but if you look at my interest rates on it eventually once we get there, I'm also doing, it's like a combination snowball, combination avalanche, because my lowest amounts have the highest interest and my highest amounts have the lowest interest. So we're doing a combo up in here. So this hasn't been sent to like collections or anything, but it is a medical debt. And it's just for the clinic I went to, and it's called Sanford. So the amount that I owe now, because I took the $300 out of my extra debt binder, or envelope, sorry, my extra debt envelope, and paid $300 on it. So now it is just at $172.77. And I am on like a monthly payment deal. So they said they wanted $50 a month, but I told them I'd pay it off next month anyways. But either way, this one does not have an interest rate, so that's a bonus. Yeah, there's not too much in detail for this one as far as like what I went to the doctor. My insurance didn't cover everything. Totally fine. Just paying it off slowly but surely. So the next higher amount is my first credit card, which that one's a credit one. It's not my first credit card, it's just my least balanced credit card. My first credit card is actually my highest one that I've had for the longest time. But my credit one is $276.11, and I went through a debt consolidation company. I don't have like a consolidation loan. They just called on my creditors and figured things out, lowered all my interest rates and stuff. So all of these that I think it'll hit here. These are all one lump sum monthly payment. So that's a bonus. But for this one, I think it's $15 a month, and it's a 10%. And I think 10% is what all of my credit cards are. That's what they all talked them down to. So the next one is actually not a credit card. It is a collections. And I hate that I have this because it is not originally my bill. It is my ex-husband's dental bill that he decided not to pay once we got divorced, and since he got the work done under my insurance, it became my bill to pay. That's neither here nor there. I'm just upset at the whole situation, but regardless, I'm paying it off, and that's just how it has to be, unfortunately. And this one doesn't have interest either, but this one is at a total of $617, and I think this gets paid like 20, maybe it's, I should have checked that. Uno momento, por favor. I wasn't too far off. It is $25 a month. And like I said, that one doesn't have an interest rate either. The next highest one, is my Victoria's Secret card. And that one is $623.42. That monthly payment is $30. And like, honestly, back before these got sent to collection, or not collection, sorry, sent through my consolidation, the monthly payments didn't go down like a whole heck of a lot, which works, I think, better, because then I'm still paying the same amount, but I'm getting charged less for interest. So then it pays it off faster, I think. Anyways, doesn't really matter. So that one's also 10. Like I said, all my credit cards are at 10%. This is what they got them all talked down to, which was nice. So the next expensive one, they're all expensive, to be honest. The next highest amount is my Chase card. And that one is $634.08. And that monthly payment is $33. And the one after that, oof, is my Cabela's card. If you don't know what Cabela's is, it's mainly up here in the Midwest. It actually got bought out by Bass Pro Shops a while back, but it's basically a Bass Pro Shops if you've been to one of those. Anyways, the Cabela's card is at, $985.58. Ick. Now that one, that minimum monthly payment every month is $28. Which, it's almost odd that this, I pay less than this a month, but this one has a way less balance. It's the weird things I noticed. I apologize. And then the next two are the same card company. I just have two of the same card, basically. So it's Capital One, and I signify them by 1 and 2. Now they're pretty much the same freaking balance. So we're just gonna do 1 and 2. They had the same limit. I racked them up the same amount of money. So, yeah. And up until I think this last payment, I had been over my limit on, I think, 3 or 4 of my cards. I know for sure 3. So up until and I've been with this consolidation company since December. And just now, I've been able to get under my limit, if that says how over the limit I was on things for a very hot minute. Anyways, just trying to be fully disclosed of I know that I did the wrong thing when it comes to credit cards, but I'm owning it, so it should be fine, right? Right. I'm telling myself it's right. Anyways... This one is 100. I wish it was 100. Wow. $1,426.23. And that minimum monthly payment is $40. We're at 10% for that. And then this one, like I said, they're pretty close. I think the change is only off. And they get the same amount every month. So that's about it for like credit cards or like consumer debt, I think is what it would be considered as. Now we get into the little bit more of heavy hitters, even though this feels like a very heavy hitter to me. I once had this one completely paid off thanks to my parents, but it's the only way I could survive in the situation that I was in to rack it back up. So we're just not gonna talk about that whole situation. It's not that fun to listen to. Anyways, so the next highest is my Jeep loan. And I bought my Jeep back in 2021, I think. So I've had it for a smidgen over 2 years, probably 2.5 at this point. And the total amount for that one is $12,311.36. I think my original loan was about $19, so I'm slowly dwindling or chipping away at it, I suppose, but that monthly payment in total is $338.41. I always round it up to $339 in my budgets just because I round up every single bill that I have. So this one is at 8.4% interest. And so once I get my whole, let me just write down the last one, then I'll get into explaining everything else. Don't get ahead of yourself, Sarah. Knock it off. The very last thing would be my student loans. And the grand total of that makes me want to cry. $23,390.25. Now, mind you, that does not include the interest that it decided to rack up in September before payments resumed in October. But yeah, I kind of just look at this at $25,000 in total right now instead of 23. Hi, Babers. I'm glad you could join us. Anyways, I'm just kind of looking at this as $25,000. The monthly payment, minimum payment on it all is $172.99. Would I like to throw extra on that? Yes. Is it a little premature to throw extra on that instead of these? Yes. So these interest rates run anywhere between 3.2% all the way up to, I think the highest one is 6.1%. So let's tally up how much debt I have in total. All right. So I have a total of $41,863.61 in total debt. That is a lot for me to look at, knowing I don't own a house. I mean, I have a vehicle, but it's not paid off. And just like, aside, I mean, the student loans are the heft of it, yes. But, you know, this is what bothers me. Mainly this one for reasons, but regardless. I am paying, you know, almost $775 a month in just debt, and I don't like that. I'd like to be able to save that much more every month. But I do plan to just start chipping away at these slowly but surely. These two should be pretty well easily paid off by December. But then we get into these ones a little bit more. And these ones will take a little bit longer. But I do have goals to have all of this paid off by the month of June next year. So halfway through the year, I want to be able to have my, however much it is, a little over $6,000 in debt between at least mainly these. So then it'd probably be $7,000 including this. I want to have this $7,000 here paid off by June of next year. And then I can throw all that I'm throwing at these onto my Jeep and start knocking that down before I want to be able to pay off my vehicle sooner than my end of my loan term. These will take longer, but I do have massive goals to pay off my student loans within 5 years. It's a hefty goal, but I am determined to have that happen. That way I don't carry it into the relationship I'm in currently, and that way my boyfriend doesn't have to worry about the debts that I bring into the relationship, because I want to have no debts to bring. That is a lofty goal, but we are going to do it. And we are determined, and we will make it happen, and cash stuffing has definitely helped thoroughly with being able to afford these and being able to afford extra payments by looking at my budgeting. So that is about the gist of how this is good. This video is gonna go. We're just probably just gonna end it here. I'm nervously clicking that because I'm just throwing it all out there in front of God and everybody. But I know a lot of people have a lot more debt. I know a lot of people have a lot less debt. We're all just on this debt spectrum, and all of our main goals are to get it all paid off so that we can live financially free. But so that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little bonus video throughout the week. I don't know when it's going to go up. It just kind of depends on when my boyfriend/editor can get it done and out and up. And but yeah, so for now, until I see you again, I hope you have a fantastic, magical rest of your day, week, whatever it is. And all right, and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the video. Yeah, and like I said, subscribe if you want to join in on this. I don't even know what to call this besides, a bad word I can't say on YouTube. If you want to follow along on my journey, please consider subscribing. You guys have a fantastic, magical rest of your day. Bye!